Welcome back. This is Thomas Triple T Tie with another new bullish crypto analysis. Let's dig in and figure out if Bitcoin has hit its bottom, and if not, where could the bottoms be? Let's dive into the charts. We'll take a look at the macro first using on-chain metrics. This one is the realized price to liveliness ratio, and currently you can see over time it can bounce all the way down excuse me, beyond the realized price here, and it doesn't happen often, but it happens once in a while right there, and it hasn't done it since 2020 March 23rd, 2020, roughly around there. Could it happen? It's possible. So we can mark this blue line here as a possible bottom. But let's zoom in a little bit. It's extreme bottom. So this blue line here would be 24,000 roughly, right there. So let's go and write that down. 24,000. Hello, keyboard. Weird. Why is it not typing? Maybe I need to go into editing mode, huh? 24,000. All right. Got that down. I hope you guys can see that. All right, let's see here. All right, it already passed this orange line, which is the realized price to liveliness ratio. We're not going to go into that, but it passed that point. All right, next one. Let's go to this one. Oh, no, that's perpetual futures. We don't want that. How did that get there? Okay, this messy chart. Some of you have seen this before. It's a combination of a few different things. So let's look at it. Have we hit the bottom yet? So you can see this. First, this MVRV line. You see this? Let's turn off the RSI line first. So the MVRV line right here, that gray spiky line here, and that one is heading towards the bottom, but it's not as low to the bottom as these other points here. So it can have quite a ways to go, but remember, the last time we were up here, it bottomed out here. So let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. So that MVRV line is the gray line right here. The black line is the price. MVRV is the gray line. You can see that it's not quite to the bottom yet, but it's kind of turning around. So is that a possibility? Maybe. Maybe. So we don't know yet. We need some more confirmations. But what we also want to see is this line right here, this red line right here. That's the delta price line. And if we zoom out again, you can see that the price can touch that bottom red line. It did that here back in 2019, here in April 5th, 2020, and here back in January 21st, 2015. So that could be a bottom, right? So let's zoom in and get that price down. So red line, moving to the end here. Red line is 17,167. Let's just call it 17,000. Okay. Let's go to the next one. This is the MVRV Z-score, similar to the other one. Very similar in pricing. It just allows you to know if it's hit bottom or not. But it's got, it could be bottom here, but it could go all the way down here too, similar to the other MVRV line. Zoom in a little bit. Here it is. You see it can go all the way down here further. So it's possible. Let's go to the next one. My favorite. This is the realized holder ratio, but it's got a bunch of other moving averages first. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at see what it's indicating. That's not what we want. We want 1 year. So this is good news. In the previous videos, I've shown you that this red line, which is the leading indicator for the other line, so it goes red, orange, lime, green, and then blue, and aqua, and then blue. So the red line is below all the other ones, but you can see that it's curving here. That's a very good sign, because whenever it bottoms below the others and it curves, it could go back up. It marks the bottom. However, we want to be thoughtful about that, because sometimes it would go down, bounce back up slightly, bounce against the other lines, bounce back down, bounce back up, and then it goes up. So it's a more bullish, slightly bullish indication right here. We don't know yet, because it could hear the same thing. It went down below the others, and it went back up, touched the orange line, bounced back down, went up, and then down again, and then go back up. So it's better than just going a steep slope all the way down. So it's turning around. So that's good. So possible bottom, or it could be possible bottom soon. Let's take a look at this price temperature here, and the have we hit. So let's take a look at what possible bottoms can we have. We know that it can hit the blue line down here as a bottom, right there. So let's and then we know that it can hit this bottom line right here, right around there. So it's got quite a ways to go, but that could also be the bottom, because the bottom on the last dip was right here, and it's past that point already. So it could be bottom near, possibly. Yep. But let's go in and take a look at the blue line. Price line is the black line here. I'm just gonna take this out so we have more room. Black line, and then the darker line is this line, and we want the blue line. So black line's up here, or the dark gray line, it's right there, and the blue line's right here. So let's measure that. The dark blue right there, that is roughly 18,886. Let's make that 19,000, shall we? Okay. Did that. We did that. This one is the value day destroyed multiple. It's another bottom indicator. It's continued to drop down. It's not as low as some of these other ones. So is it possible that it could bottom out here? Maybe. Let's zoom in. Hope you might not be able to see that, huh? Because my mug is in there. Darn it. I hope the other ones are okay. Let's see here. What can I do? Let's go like this. maybe that, yeah. That looks good. I don't like that composition. It's like not a line. Maybe we just do like right there. Okay, that's good. Man, I hope the other chart didn't mess you guys up. Anyways, so are we bottoming here yet? Here's the price. Here's that orange line that we want to look at. It's let's zoom out. I lost my train of thought. No, that's not what I want. Must be really late. Okay, so orange line's below the green line, but it's still got some potential to go. But let's see if it's starting to go back up yet. Yeah, it's kind of curving right here, curving flat. Excuse me, it's flattening out here, so that's a good sign. It's flattening out. You see how it flattened out here and then went back up, flattened out here, but then it went back down, and eventually went back up, and that took like a month. You know, so it's good that it's flattening out instead of just going down. So that's a good sign. Very positive sign there. This one is the spent volume. And this doesn't really give us like a bottom price anything, but it is could be a bottom indicator. And it's right here. And could you go lower? Sure. Let's zoom in and see if it curved around yet. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that. You see that? It's starting to create a hook. That's good. Like you can see the hook here back in 2021, July 14th. It kind of hooked back up and went up. Here it turned up. So that's a good sign, you know. So we're near bottom. I would say we're near bottom. Not sure if we need some confirmation. And this one is the NTD adjusted dormancy flow. It's below the green line, which is our guide for bottom, and it's below the last one and the one before that, and it's approaching the 2019 one and 2015 one. So look at that. But so we're so close, people. Let's go 1 year. Ooh, you see that little line right there? It was previously it was sloping down pretty steep. Then it's angling and leveling off. But then again, it could level off, go back up, go across, and then go down again. So, but it's a little bit of bullish sign, so that's good. All right. Okay. So far, let's review. What kind of prices we had? We got 24,000, 19,000, 17,000. Okay, those are quite low. All right, let's see what technical analysis will show us. I think this one I can maximize the window and still have it be okay. You think so? Okay, if not, I can just move. Oh yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay. So what do we want to look on here? We want to look at first the 100-day moving average, which is the orange line here, and we want to look at the 200-day moving average, which is the red line here. So let's take a look. Currently, it's almost touching the 100-day moving average. Oh, by the way, this is TradingView 1 week time frame. So the orange line here is the 100-week moving average, and it's almost touching the wick. So that's could be a bottom. And that 100-day is 31,653. So let's make it 31,700. Yeah, let's do that. 31,000. Oh, come on. All right. 31,700. Cool. Let's do that. All right, so that's one. And then if it drops, if it goes like down here further and touches the 200-day moving average, that is probably right around here. If they were to meet, maybe right here. That's around, let's draw this line up here. Probably around 20, let's make it 22,000. 22,000. Okay, that's a 200-day moving average. All right, let's find out some more stuff. But why do you want to use these two lines, the 100-day and the 200 days? So let's scroll back and check it out. Let's see here. You can see here it dropped down. It touched the 200-day moving average. I'm sorry, 200-week moving average, and then it bounced back up. So that's the same thing with here. This one was back in 2020 March, and over here it was back in 2018 December. Yep, 2018, and then bounced back up on the 200-week moving average. And that's as far as it goes back. This is 2017. Okay, so that's why we want to use the 100 and the 200-week moving average. Those are SMAs, a simple moving average. So that took care of that. That's cool. What other things do we want to see? Let's take a look at, hang on, I gotta go over here and look at the monitor. I think it's this line. No, Bitcoin. Yeah, this one. This is the one I want. All right, here we go. So let's turn off the other ones, just make it easier to see. Okay, so this line, this reddish line here, is the energy that it takes to produce one Bitcoin, and you can see that's been going up. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to turn off that descending triangle, wherever it is. Okay, well, ignore that for a second. It's too busy. So here, what we've seen is that the cost to produce one Bitcoin is currently at 28,000 roughly. Let me check. 28,400. 28,400. That's the cost to produce one Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops below that, it wouldn't make sense to keep producing because it's going to cost more to produce one Bitcoin, right? So that is an indicator. But if this thing drops down here, this thing goes up here, so it'll be roughly right around here. I would guess around 29,000. Yeah, it's 29,000. So let's write that down. 29,000. All right. So now let's take a look on the technical analysis and see why. Actually, I'm going to maximize this so we can get some more area to work with. So something else we want to see is, I'll show you. So the another indication that or indicator is, you notice these candles. These are not normal candles. These are Heineken Ashi. I know, Heiken or something like that. What is it called? Yeah, Heiken Ashi candles. They're a little bit different than the normal candles in that they take the average of the previous candles, and the trends tend to be smoother, and it shows you more bullish and bearish. So bullish would be the white candles, and bearish patterns would be the red candles. And normally what happens with these with the Heineken Ashi candle pattern is this: when you have a drop like this, you can see that it's mostly like all red, like except for one here. Here's all red, and we scroll through in the past, all red, and then it bounce, and then like all red here. Same thing with here, and then it bounce. What we want to see when these things, these Heiken Ashi candles, is that when they drop with all red like this, all red candles, is that there's a large volume here. That's what we want. We want to see large liquidation, large volume. Same thing with here, spike in volume. Here, spike in volume here. And so right now, look at the volume. It's like really low. You see, look at that compared to where that other one was. We want to see a spike in volume to liquidate especially liquidate the longs. Just get rid of some derivatives. That helps too. So we want to see a signal with a lot of volume right here. Additionally, what we also want to see is the CVD, the cumulative volume delta. You see how it has dropped since around March, April. Since around April, it has trended down. So we want to see it trend back up. And what that means is that, the buyers would, the demand would outweigh the supply to drive the price up. Currently, we have demand dropping down. So we want to see demand coming back up, curving back up like this, or incline. That's another sign that we want to see. So have this drop down further or like really low, and it doesn't have to. I mean, like that's the previous patterns that we see, but it'll be that would be a nice confirmation. Big drop down with a nice volume, and then we can see the demand rising back up. So that's you can use that as signals or signs that we're at the bottom or near the bottom. What else do we want to see on here? And this the weekly on the MACD, that would flip bullish after a couple bars. Here, RSI too. I'll show you something about RSI, which is really interesting. This is the weekly RSI. It's almost at its lowest point. You see that right here? Like previous low is right here. Even back here in July, it was higher than where we are now. So where we are now is lower than back in July of 2020. And we've gotten lower before back in 2018, in December of 2018. So can we go lower? Sure. Yeah, with a big drop to liquidate and big volume in here, RSI could drop down to previous low here in 2018, December. So we want to check RSI too, make sure that, it's within reason that it could be a bottom indicator right here, but it still has room to move down further. Yep, so RSI is another one. Make sure I got all my notes here. Some of these charts I don't have access to yet, so I'll skip them. There are two, and I'll come back to them later. And they are there's a chart that shows Bitcoin's 1 year ROI, and it's got some you can see some tops, so that's a good indicator there too, but I don't have access to that yet. And the other one is the logarithmic regression band. I think that's available on TradingView somewhere or some other services, but I need to find that also. Those are good ones. We also want to check out the last price that Bitcoin dropped to, which is, I'm going to zoom in here, back in this area right here, right in this area. Bitcoin dropped to about 29, I think this one was 29.4. Yeah, 29.4. So right around here. So it dropped as low as 29.4. So we can add that in from the previous period right here. Well, we can just, well, we have 29 in here already, so. Okay. Check my notes again. We did the realized price already. We did the 100, 200 RSI on the weekly. We did the minor energy usage. We did the volume. We did the Heiken Ashi candles. We did the CVD. Yeah, I think we pretty much cover all of them. Let's except for the two that are missing. And once I get those, I'll share them with you. So this is where we are, and we're currently at. Let's see where we are. We are currently at 35.6. Check. Oh. Yeah, 35.6. So it's dropped. It's following my prediction from earlier this afternoon. So it's at 35.6, and we 35.6 is just right up here. So here are the possible levels. So tomorrow, Tuesday in the U.S. time, and Wednesday, the FMOC meeting is gonna happen, and we'll see what happens after that meeting, or during those 2 days. That could have an impact on the price movement. We have on the 28th of January, we have options expiration, and the price for Max Payne is 42,000. But that's short term. We also have potential war in the Ukraine with Russia, and we have China wanting to invade Taiwan, because Taiwan has pretty much locked up the semiconductor chips and all that stuff over there. So, on the macro environment side, there's the stock market's tanking. What is it? Omicron is spreading really, really fast. So there's a lot of factors in there. So we have a price potential bottom between 31.7 and 17,000. Where do I see us going? It doesn't make sense for us to go below the 29,000, to be honest. Is it possible? Yes. But if we go below 29,000, then if I was a miner, why would I keep my mining? Unless I can acquire new computers, ASIC miner systems. And Intel did announce they produce a chip that uses very low energy. So that's good, but that's not available right now, I don't think. So it's difficult to imagine the price dropping below 29,000. It could go below, but it just doesn't make sense. Why would the miners continue mining if it costs them more to mine than the price of Bitcoin? It doesn't make sense. But it still can happen, because sometimes they can absorb the cost until they can get cheaper machines. So my bet would be right around 29,000 if we were to go that low. That's what I would put my low at. And I still think that is it possible to go down 24, 22? Yes, it's still possible. You gotta price that in. Is it possible to go 19 and 17? Sure, but that's gonna be challenging. I would be so surprised. All right, that wraps it up for us. I appreciate you waiting for this video. It took a while to get some of the charts and data and info, but I got some help from our family in Twitter, so thank you for that. All right, I will see you next time. Peace. Oh yeah, remember, if you found value, go ahead and smash the like, ring my bell, and hit subscribe. Peace.